came to Canada in 2014 as an international student, and a lot of people say that they come to this country with a lot of big dreams and all this stuff. To be honest, I didn't come with big dreams because I was never making money back home. So after coming here, I thought, okay, I can just do a job and start making some money. And when I first landed in the country, my problem started in the airport itself. The guy who's supposed to pick me up, he didn't come and pick me up. So I was waiting in the airport, doesn't know where to go. And I was almost there for almost like 8 hours. I was sleeping in the airport. And through some of the mutual friends, I find somebody and they came to pick me up finally. And when I went to their house and I saw there were almost like 8 to 10 people living in a 2 bedroom apartment, I was like, oh my God, there are already a lot of people. Where should I live in this? So what I did, I took a bus from Toronto and came to my college here in Kitchener. And when I went to the college, when problems start happening, all the problems come together at once.
Yeah.
And when I went to the college, they said that we don't have any more accommodation. The college hostel is full. And then I took the bus with my 2 luggages, and I just sat in the bus, doesn't know where to go. And I was in the bus for almost like 30-40 minutes. Then what I saw is everybody is pulling that rope and the bus is just getting stopped. Okay, I thought, let me pull the rope too. And I pulled the rope and bus got stopped. And then after that, I got down the bus because driver told, okay, this is your stop, get down. So I got down the bus and I sat in a bench over there for almost like 2-3 hours. So when I sat there, I was sitting thinking there, okay, probably this country is not for me. I need to go back to India. And I have decided that I want to go back. And just after I decided, God always has a different plans for you. When I decided that I want to go back, whichever the next bus comes, I just going to take that bus and go back to India. And there was a guy who was watching me opposite to the convenience store, and he came to me and asked, hey, I saw you sitting here from last few hours and you're not taking any bus and you're not going anywhere and you're just sitting with your 2 luggages. What happened? I said, I don't know anybody here. I don't know where to go. And I'm just sitting here. And he said, okay, let me call my people and let me ask them whether you can come to my house. Then he called his roommates and they said, okay, you can bring over. And I went there, and that's how my life started here in Canada. So when things get started like that, when the beginning itself is so hard, after that anything happens to you, it doesn't really impact you so much.
Yeah, so how did you get started in business?
So that's actually a funny story as well. I used to work in a hotel called Four Points by Sheraton, and actually I never drink coffee, but you know what, when God wants something to happen to you, he will find a way. And that day I had literally very severe headache. And my colleague at the work, he told, why don't you just grab a coffee from Tim Hortons? And I said, okay, let me go and grab a coffee. And I went to the Tim Hortons, and there used to be this girl who used to work with me in the same place at a different hotel. And she was over there and she asked, Nirmal, what are you doing here? I said, I just came to grab a coffee. And then we just talked for some time. And then she asked me over there, are you looking for something else, any other opportunity? I said, okay, why not? Yes, I'm looking for something because I was not doing great in my life at that time. And then she said, okay, let's meet at McDonald's tomorrow evening and then we discuss about it. So I went to the McDonald's, and funny story, they explained me so many things about the business. I didn't understand much. But the reason why I said yes to it is because they paid for my coffee, they paid for my junior chicken.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, just because they paid for my junior chicken and coffee, I said, okay, I need to just say yes to it, and I say yes to it. And without knowing, I just said yes to it. But then after that, once I understand the power of financial industry, then I started attending the trainings. Then I started going to all these events and all this stuff. Then I thought, okay, I'm at the right place and right opportunity. All I need to do is just work hard. And that's how I got started with the business in 2019. And I was still doing my job, and I was on work permit at that time. And for 6 months I did it part-time, and once I got my license in the financial industry, then after 6 months I quit my job and jumped full-time into the business.
So has someone ever asked you, like, do you really make that much money?
Oh yeah, so many times people do ask me, leave about people from outside. Sometimes your people in your team itself ask you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I answer it in a funny way that, okay, do I need to put the bank account details on my neck so that you can see how much it? So yes, a lot of people do ask that, and I feel good about that as well. And but yes, people do ask me about that.
Yeah. What was the biggest paycheck you've ever gotten?
I think my biggest paycheck was around in one paycheck $33,000.
How did it feel when it came in?
If you see, I don't know a funny story, but my annual income when I was working in a hotel was around 32,000.
Yeah.
So I made almost my annual income in one paycheck with the business what we are in.
Um, it's crazy. Okay, so tell me a story or a time when you delivered a claim, and how did that change your perspective on what you do?
Okay, so when we started this business, so yes, we are in a business of insurance and investments and all those things. So before I used to do the business, I would say from mind, not from heart.
Mhm.
But this incident happened. One of our teammate, we did his insurance planning, and unfortunately, he went to a lake and he drowned in the lake.
Mm.
And when that happened, he had a coverage of almost like $250,000. And sad part is like he's the only main income earner for his family. His mom and dad stays back home, and he has a little sister, and they were very poor. And so when we delivered that check, I still remember that family told Nirmal, if this check wouldn't have been delivered to us, we all, I don't know where we all would have been. We even would have committed suicide, right? So that words moved me a lot. I would take my business from head to heart, because if whatever we are doing, it's actually a charity to people, that it can change people's life. So that first claim, not only for me, even for my teammates as well, they took the business very seriously after that. Like, so what we are doing to people is a noble cause. So that first claim has changed our business and changed that family's life as well.
Has there ever been a time where you spoke to someone and they refused to get any kind of insurance and then something happened?
Oh yeah, so I will tell you a story. So which happened in our team. So there is this guy in one of our SMD's team, and he had a coverage,
Mhm.
and so he bought a house back home, and he was about to get married, and he has so much of loan to pay on that house, and he had an insurance over here, and when he went back home, he canceled that insurance. So saying that, okay, I have so much of loan back home here, I need to pay all those loans, and I am getting married and all this stuff. But you won't believe, once he canceled the insurance, and the guy got married, and after 1 week of his marriage, and he passed away. And then that family called us and asked, does my son has the insurance? And we said unfortunately he had it, but he canceled it because of saying that I have loans and debts and all these things. But then we talked to his mom, and his mom told that actually he was not canceling it. I am the one who told him to cancel it, because we have so much of money and so much of loans to pay for it. Sometimes we don't realize what we have, but it's already too late. We can't do anything. Because I read this somewhere, sometimes people feel insurance is a burden or insurance is an expense and all this stuff, right? I read this somewhere which says life insurance is the last love letter that you give to your family. So now think about this. Let's say for example we met with an accident, and that we're going to be no more from this earth probably in the next 5 minutes. Who are the first people coming in your mind is your family, and you start thinking about what did I do for my family. So if you when that moment you won't be able to do anything because it's already too late. But when you have something like this, so you see that it's that love letter you're giving to your family, because I feel emotional stress goes away with time, but financial stress doesn't go away with time. And this is what we are doing to the people and making sure that they all are protected.
So, was there ever a moment that you wanted to quit, but you didn't?
So in the business, it's not, I won't say I want to quit, but I just want to stay away from the business for some time. Because sometimes I was doing the job, so there will be pressure over there as well, and back home pressures, and at the same time business pressures. So I don't want to quit, but I always felt like, okay, I should take a break. So what I feel is, whenever you feel like quitting, it's okay to take break, but also it matters how long you take that break for, because your comeback time matters the most. And I felt like quitting, but I don't say that's as a quitting, I would say that's my break time, right? So your comeback time matters. You can take a break, but your comeback time matters.
So, is it true that you bought your first house before entering the business?
Yes,
Yeah.
I had it even before I got into the business, because I'm really good at saving, and I'm really good at working hard. And because the family where I came from, we always had money problems back home. So I never spend unnecessarily, and I never spend it for like flashy things. I always save it as much as I can. And because I was doing two jobs and three jobs, I was able to save enough money. So I got my first house even before getting into the business.
How much did you end up saving?
So that at that time, the even with a $40,000, you can even buy a house. So that's my first house. So I put 10% down. So I think it's around like $40,000 I saved, and I
Yeah,
bought my first house.
that's good. How many jobs were you working at the time?
So I was doing actually three jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So the first job I used to work as a maintenance manager, and I used to work from 9 till 4 o'clock over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to a restaurant from 5 to 10 o'clock, and after that I used to do Uber for
Yeah.
almost like 4 or 5 hours in the night. And because of all those three things, was able to save enough money.
Is it true that the first office you opened was in a basement?
Yes, so that's actually it's an unofficial office because we used to have the office in Mississauga,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very hard for me to travel over there every day. And rather than I saying it's hard for me because I am serious in the business, I can travel every day, but I need to make sure that I build my team up. So it's hard for me to take my team over there because there's a lot of traveling time and all those things.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why I decided to open an office in the basement just by renting few $1,000s, and
Mm-hmm.
I decided to open my own office here in Kitchener,
Mm-hmm.
and which we started in I think around 2019 when I was very beginner, new in the business.
Yeah. So is it true that you used to eat Snickers for lunch every day to save money?
Yeah, so basically it's as I said, I want to save a lot of money. It's not that I don't want to buy something outside and eat. It's just that because I had when I first landed here, I landed with a lot of debts as well, because my dad has taken an education loan for me, and we borrowed some money from our relatives as well. So and there was a timeline to pay those things back, and as you know, it's very hard to pay your fees, and you need to manage your expenses, and at the same time you need to send money to back home for the debts as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when I used to think, okay, rather than spending $15 for a lunch outside, because I never used to get time to even cook, so I thought it's better to just buy a $2 Snickers chocolate and have that for lunch and save the rest of the money to send back home.
Yeah. So I know you already talked about it, but I'll ask you again. So is it true that when you came to Canada, you had no one to pick you up from the airport?
Oh yeah. So as I said, it was very hard for me because I met actually a guy on Facebook who's supposed to pick me up,
Mm-hmm.
and I messaged him on the Facebook that okay, can you please pick me up? He's also from the same college,
Mm-hmm.
and he said yes for it. But then after that, the day when I was arriving, he never answered my call and he never answered any text messages, and so that is the reason why I have to stay in the basically airport for almost like 8 9 hours, and nobody there to pick me up. Then my brother, who was in back home, he found somebody else, his friend,
Mm-hmm.
and they came to pick me up after like 8 or 9 hours.
Did you end up meeting the guy after?
No,
No.
he never responded me. He responded to me probably after 1 month or something. Oh, sorry, I was at work at that time.
Is it true that you helped supply water in a village back home?
Yes. So basically, you know, I love giving back. The satisfaction what you get when you give back,
Mm-hmm.
it's so much nice, and I want to make sure I help the community back home, because when I see a lot of people back home, they suffer from like drinking water, all the basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter.
Mm-hmm.
So even not right now after making money, but even when I was not having enough money as well, whenever I go to India, I used to buy some food and give it to the people who doesn't have it. So yes, we helped a village back home,
Yeah.
and that's a very sad story. Moms like parents, they have to take their kids, and they have to walk like almost 2 3 kilometers every day to just get the drinking water, and they used to keep their kids front of them, and they used to have those pots where they carry the water,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to walk almost like 3 kilometers every day to get the water. So somebody from back home reached out to me and saying that okay, this village needs that help, and it would cost like some amount of money, and we are collecting donations, like can you give some part of the donation, and can your team give some part of the donation? But by God's grace, with the business what we are in, and we didn't collect any donation, we just helped the whole thing by ourselves. Now they don't have to walk that many kilometers, the water comes directly to their home.
Is it true that you brought your parents to Canada for the first time in business class?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So they back home parents, they always want to save money as well.
Mm-hmm.
They said that no, we don't want just come in a business class. We just want to come in the normal basic ticket. So I didn't tell them until they came into the flight, and they didn't know that they were flying in business class, and it costed me a lot of money. But as I said, with the help of our industry what we are in, and with the help of money what we are making, I was able to afford that. Because sometimes it's not about the money, but it's the happiness what you see in their eyes, that gives you so much of satisfaction. I just want to see that.
Yeah.
And they felt so happy and so blessed, and when they come here they told me, oh, we didn't feel like we came in a flight.
Yeah.
We just felt like we are just in our house bedroom, that we slept on in our bedroom, and we just came over here.
Wow. That's great. So you organize a cricket fundraiser in your city every year, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So what's the story behind that? Why did you start doing that?
So actually, there is two passion which I had before the business which I am in. Number one is cricket. Number two is giving back. So I connected both of those dots.
Mhm.
So we play cricket and we raise some funds for that. Like whoever participates in that, we raise some funds. And whatever the funds we raise, we give it to kids ability, the kids who has some kind of problems in their life. So we donate to that organization every single year. So I combine my both of my passion into one thing, and we just do that every single year.
Why do you think people make excuses instead of just saying no?
So I think everybody's saying of no is different, right? Because there's so many kinds of people. Some people who are introvert, some people who are like extrovert, they talk to people so much. Sometimes I'm an introvert. If I'm very bad at saying no, now anything you ask, I'll say yes to it upfront.
Yeah.
So, and I think because because they of their nature, it's hard for them to say no. So that's why they say, okay, I will think about it, or I'll talk to my parents about it. Whenever they get any opportunity or anything like that, they have always this thing, okay, I will talk to someone. But that's their way of saying no. But if you see that, as I said, I am a positive thinker. If you really want to do something in your life, you need to say yes to it first and then figure it out later. Because no, nothing can be figured it out upfront and then you say yes to it. Even take your job, or probably take your school where you went. Everything you said yes to it first, and then you figured it out later how to finish that. Now, same thing with this as well. Anything you get an opportunity or anything in your life, say yes to it first and then figure it out later how to do
What are some habits that you gave up coming into the business? Any bad habits you had?
it. As I said, I was working so much, so hard. So before, when I used to work so hard, you work 14 hours a day, 15 hours a day, you feel so tired and all this stuff. I used to work at a restaurant, so we used to always have one or two beers every day night and just drink and just go to sleep. And that used to give me so much of satisfaction at that time, but I didn't realize that that is spoiling my health indirectly. So one habit I say is I stopped, not I wouldn't say stop, I'm a social drinker now, but that I reduced it, and which helped me a lot.
Mhm. What does your daily routine look like?
So I wake up around 6:30. I
Mhm.
try to wake up by 6 or 6:30, and then I go to. First time wake up, before what I used to do, I used to be on phone for like half an hour, 45 minutes. And I read this somewhere and listened to it so many times that you shouldn't use your phone when you wake up. We hear the things, but we don't implement it. I heard it like long back, but it took me long time to implement that. So right now, I don't use my phone up front first, and for half an hour, I don't even touch my phone. Get ready by 7 o'clock and be in the gym by 7:30, and 1 hour I hit my gym, and then I come back and I prepare my breakfast and show up in the office by 10 a.m. And then after that, just meetings and appointments and all those things, and I stay whole day in the office. And if there is any other field appointments, I go for that. I try to do it like a factory work,
Yeah.
because I read this somewhere or I heard this somewhere: do a business like a job,
Mhm.
right? Until everything gets replaced, do a business like a job, because at job we are so disciplined in doing a job. And if you bring the same discipline to your business, and it can pay you a lot. If I can work 12 hours at a job for
Mhm.
somebody else, why can't I work for 12 hours for my own business to build it? So I work 10 to 10 every day.
What gym do you go to?
I have membership at two gyms. The reason why is sometimes I go to the gym which is close to my home, LA Fitness,
Okay.
and I have membership at Good Life as well. So because if it's close to my office,
Mhm.
so if I'm in the office, then I should go there because I just don't want to miss it.
Okay. Alrighty. Do you have any like crazy gym stories where you went and you saw something?
Not really. Not crazy stories, but I would say one crazy story which happened in the gym. Somebody came to me and asked, "Okay, so how long you're working out from?" I said, "I'm working out from like last 1 2 years." Oh, he said, "I was not having good body at that time. Right now, I'm working on it." But he said, "Oh, you have very good body. I thought you were working from last 10 years or 15 years, something like that." Then I realized he just said in a sarcastic way,
Yeah.
and that actually motivated me
Yeah.
because that guy was having good body and all this stuff. The mistake what I did, he was working out and went and stand in front of him
Hmm.
for the mirror, and I was doing some bicep or something.
Oh
That
my
probably he got
God.
mad at me, and he just came and asked me sarcastically, and that motivated me. Like, one day I will show you, and I'm very good at that. If somebody poke me, and I will make sure that thing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that motivated me to get into it.
Did you ever see him again after that?
He always comes there. Now
Okay.
he doesn't talk to me.
Tell me one quote that changed the way you think.
So I don't know is this quote exist or not, but probably I did it by myself. I don't know, but I feel like nobody is gonna come and save you. You need to save yourself, right? So I don't know this quote exists or not. If it doesn't exist, you can put Nirmal Ignacy. If it exists, you can put their name. But you see, nobody gonna come and save you. It's your life. You need to take responsibility. You need to save yourself. The day you realize this, you perform in a different way. Or sometimes people say, "Oh, I'm not a morning person. I can't do this work. I can't do these things." All this change when you think that, okay, I need to save myself. I need to save my family. I need to change my life, and nobody gonna come to save you, and you need to save yourself.
So, what's one belief that you had that stayed the same throughout your journey?
Positive thinking.
Yeah.
Right, I'm very good at positive thinking. There is power of manifestation. I don't know if you everybody think about this in your life. When I was a kid or when I was like in my college, I used to tell all my friends this thing just as a funny way. Oh, I'm not gonna get married first. All of you guys gonna get married first, and I'm gonna see all your babies and kids, and then after that only when I'm gonna get married. And I just said it for funny way, but manifestation has power, and this is what happening. They all got married, they all have kids, and I'm the last one to get married. So one belief I would say, like, I'm always manifest positive things, and that happens in my life.
What are some things that people used to say to you when you first started?
I would say actually that motivated me, the things what people said in the beginning, because whenever people tell you something, two things come in your mind. Either you entertain that thought, or you don't entertain that thought, right? So when I first started, especially in the business, people used to tell me, Nirmal, this is a business probably not for you. It's a good business, and there's good money for sure. You can make a lot of things happen here, but this is not for you. And when they say those things, and that actually motivated me to work hard more. Okay, because I want to prove to myself and to them as well, no, I can do this as well. So I didn't entertain that thought, I entertained my thought, that thinking that no, I can do this. But that's what people were used to tell me, like, you can't do this.
So, if you could relive one day of your life, which would it be?
Really, one day of my life,
Yeah.
probably. So you mean
Like the best day in your life that you would relive. Let's say it like that.
uh, probably I think it didn't happen
It didn't.
yet. Because I think this is what I heard from one of the leader in our business. He said, the best recruit that you're going to do in your business probably is not born yet. Okay, so I think that the best day I want to relive in my life, I think it did happen yet. The craziest superstition, I think, in my childhood, my parents used to tell me, don't go out in the night, devil will catch you. So probably that is yeah. So I used to be scared, and I still have that kind of little bit fear at nights. I usually don't go alone by myself when it's too dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any fears? Or what's your biggest fear?
Fear of losing.
Losing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people ask me this. ask, ask me this question, that saying that, Nirmal, why do you still work hard?
Yeah.
Why do you still work hard even though you could make good money and all this stuff? Why do you still work hard? Because let's say wherever you are in life, right? So right now I'm here. Okay, so I don't want to go back. I only want to go up. So when you have that fear, you don't stay quiet. You keep working hard because you want to go up,
Okay.
right? So that is one thing I have fear of losing.
So as a leader, when you're working with females and when you're working with males, what are some things to keep in mind?
So what I think is males are sometimes, they're aggressive,
Mhm.
right? They are probably just like go getters. I don't say females are not go getters, but females are somebody who we have to work with emotions,
Mhm.
because what I felt is like, their emotions sometimes high and their emotions are sometimes low. And so as a leader you need to understand, like, their emotions sometimes. So that's what I felt the major difference is, the emotions between the male and females. I don't think men operate out of emotions. Even sometimes I feel low, I feel sad, I feel down, I still come up to the office, I still show up, and I still put my effort in. But when I see that with the females, when they feel we're emotionally low, they don't show up.
Mhm.
So that is something which I am working on as well, like, how to um, talk to them when they are emotionally low and down. So I think this is the major difference between both of them, male and female.
What's something that you learned from someone in your team, someone in your downline?
So actually, I'm a very good learner, and this is what I heard somewhere. Leadership is something which is caught, not taught. So I wouldn't say one person, but I learned from everybody so many things, because some people are good at hard working, some people are good at being disciplined, some people are good at body language, some people are good at communicating. So these are the things which I learned from a lot of people. It's very hard to choose one, and it's very hard to tell that, okay, I just learned one thing from one person. But if you want to really become a good leader, you need to be a leader who has to catch the things rather than being taught.
Mhm.
Because there in this world there are so many things which are available that you can learn. There are YouTube videos, there are podcasts, they're like in the business which we are in, they're great leaders who talks about all those things. So if you want to be a good leader, you can catch all those things, and you can definitely improve yourself.
Mm. Okay. So tell me about one of the hardest time you had during your journey and how did you get through it?
So to be honest, I would say I haven't faced anything hardest yet,
Mhm.
right? So I the hardest thing I would say is, because when I started my office in the beginning, I would say that is the hardest thing, because I opened the office but I don't know what to do in the office.
Mhm.
I don't know how to bring people into the office. I don't know how to talk to them. I don't know what should I do in the office. So at that time, I thought that is the hardest time at that time, but later it figured it out. So wherever I am today, it's because of that. So in life, whenever you face any hardest part, that is actually a good thing, because that going to help you to become a better person, because you are already faced that situation. But I would say the hardest thing I haven't faced yet. And I'm also a very positive thinker. I always think that it's only positive things going to happen to me. I always think about the positive things. Even when I opened the office, I opened with a $1,500 or $2,000. I was very new in the business. I was not even able to make so much of money at that time in the business, but I always think positive that some good things going to happen. But those hardest things taught me so much that where I am today, right? So I would say that is the hardest one when I first started my new office.
So what do you think is your greatest strength and what is something that you're working on?
Greatest strength, I would say hardworking. I know a lot of people say that, but I do really work hard. Um, for me, sitting idle makes me go crazy. Let's say, if I even when I was doing jobs, when I was doing all those three things, sometimes I used to get off like 3 hours and 4 hours. Even at that time, I used to think about, okay, what should I do? So the same my strength, whatever I had before starting into the business, I brought the same strength into the business as well. So even right now, I spend like 10 hours, 12 hours in the office. I sometimes feel like I didn't do enough. So I would say hard work is my strength. And number two, you asked me like what is something that I'm working on. I'm working on reading books, because I know in the business which we are in, it has to be more of self improvement. So you need to make sure that you are improving yourself every single day.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why I was not a very good book reader, but I'm working on to learn about how to read books better.
What do you think are the three most important qualities a leader should have?
So I would say or think leader is somebody. There's so many qualities a leader should have, right? But as per me, because I never been into any leadership role or anything like that, I'm always a very introvert guy, very shy guy. Always used to run away from talking to people. I never even at my school, there is something called school people leader where you have to go on the stage every single week. I was always running away from all those things. But once I came into the business, this business demanded me to be a leader.
Mhm.
So number one thing what I think a leader should have is understanding people, right? So because if I want to connect with you, I need to understand you better. So if I understand you better, then that's the only way that I can connect with you and help you out. So I would think number one is understanding people. Number two is you need to have the ability to influence people, because if whatever I'm talking to you, if I'm not able to influence you, I won't be able to move you. So in any business or any field you are in, if you want people to listen to you, you need to have that ability to influence people. And for that, as I said, like, you need to work on your self improvement, like how you talk, how you communicate, how you do every single thing matters. So number two is that, and number three is you need to inspire people now with your work ethics or with your self discipline. Because when you are not able to inspire people, because people listen to you but they don't want to do what you set them to do. So these are the three things I think very important: understanding people and influencing people and inspiring people.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
When I used to go to school, after the school, I used to just wait for the time to go to the ground and play cricket. So as I said, because that's one of my passion. So as soon as I come from school, I just go put my bag and everything change, and just I used to just go to the. When I just went recently to India, I visited that ground, and I felt like so nice, because that is one of my favorite childhood memory, that I want to play cricket after my school.
Mhm. Have you ever tried pursuing it professionally?
I tried to,
Yeah.
but it's not that easy back home, because you need to spend a lot of money for that as well, for the training and all this stuff, which we didn't had. So I gave up the idea of getting in professionally into the cricket.
Would you think about it now?
Not really. I think my body won't support it now.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions I had. Do you have any questions for me?
If I ask you, right, because this is not easy.
Hmm.
Like, interviewing people is not easy. There is so much of time, so much of energy, so much of hard work into it to set up and all those things. But what inspired you to do it, spending all this time and energy into it?
Well, I think it's fun. That's why I think the only things that are hard in life are the ones that you treat as a chore. If you enjoy doing something, then it's not hard. You're not going to think about all the details. I actually have fun doing this. I'm an introvert too, clearly.
Yeah.
But I push myself to do it because I know the end results always turn out nice. And it's just the way our business is. People really enjoy watching this kind of stuff, so why not?